Well, these are truly unprecedented times in which we live. A lot of uncertainty about jobs and getting back to what we would say is some semblance of normalcy. Also, the question arises is when will we be able to come together again as a church? And we all want that. We desire that. Actually, this coming Sunday will be the 8th Sunday in which we've been totally electronic device and no one has gathered together. So we long for that to happen and be back together again as soon as possible. Having said that, we at the same time, we do not want to put at risk anyone unnecessarily, jeopardize anyone's health or life. And if anything, we want to err on the side of caution in coming back together. Now, what we would like to plan to do is perhaps be back together. Our first Sunday is June 7th. And again, it will not look like it did before. There will not be a choir or Sunday school or life groups. They will not take place. We also would not have a nursery. And we would also have multiple services and even perhaps a video feed in a couple of different areas to allow people that were not ready to gather with a larger group. But again, this is tentatively, and we would get back and fill in some of the details in the coming weeks for you. But we do want to say thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your graciousness and kindness, and so many of you are watching either YouTube or Facebook Live, and we appreciate that as well. Also, we want to thank you for your faithfulness in giving to your church, and it allows us to be able to look forward to opening again. Now, having said this, and we know that the governor spoke earlier today, and there are some relaxing restrictions in our state here, but still there's the desire, the push to maintain social distancing. And while there's a mounting pressure economically, when it comes to church life, we're really not real sure how that impacts. I will say to you that we have a good number of frontline healthcare workers in our congregation, two of which that I have had communication with just in the last 24 to 48 hours, and both of which have said that there's an increase in the hospitalization of patients with this virus. And so we've not yet hit a plateau in our state. And so we're not real sure all of what's going to be taking place. But this we know. We want to remain faithful to God, His Word, to one another, loving one another, caring for one another, reaching out to one another. And we're thankful for the age in which we live, in which this can be put out over the airways, if you would. But again, I want to say thank you. If you have questions, contact us. If you have prayer requests, contact us. And again, we're trying to work our way through this week by week, sometimes day to day, and just trying to see what things look like and the best way for us to come back together. And I will say this as well. We will be sanitizing. We will be trying to have things as absolutely germ-free as possible. If you would feel safe when the time comes and when we come back together to wear a mask, then by all means, wear a mask. But you pray for us. Pray that God might grant us wisdom. And our first and foremost concern, apart from the spiritual, is the well-being, health-wise, of the congregants here and members of East Memorial Baptist Church. But again, thank you for your prayers, and we appreciate it very, very much so.